Yesterday we entered a very small position back into ticker symbol HOLO, HOLO. We called out a 41-cent price target for an exit, at least exit number 1, and we also called it out on the YouTube video yesterday that was posted. It was a perfectly executed trade, and once again you could have gotten Discord paid for over a year, over 3 years, depending on your position size. HOLO went right from this level at about 34 cents, right up to 41 after hours, and decided to test it as resistance before wicking above and crashing back down this morning. HOLO came back all the way to 34 cents at that support level, and then once it got a bounce back up to 36, I alerted Discord that I am re-entering HOLO. Another very light position on this play, high risk, high reward, and what do you know, it's back up to 38 cents, almost 39 cents, up another 8% on the day. And I don't think it's finished just yet, as this could very well be finished. Before we get into AMC and GameStop, I just want to finish covering HOLO really quick. There's a lot of opportunity here. If we break back above 41 cents on HOLO and hold strong with momentum, I'm watching the next price target to be all the way up to 67 cents. Obviously, there could potentially be some roadblocks in the way, like you saw it get rejected at 49 cents right here, but ultimately 67 cents is the next price target on HOLO. If it is done here, just be aware, it could very well be, because this is a high risk, high reward play. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. We could come back down. It could be over, but based on the previous cycles, this looks to be just the beginning. Okay, GameStop is up another 2.3%. Obviously, this faded away quickly. We're going to get into the charts. GameStop is down, but the GameStop January 17th, 2025 calls are up another 35%. The trader who entered these is still in the enormous calls and has not exited. Is this Roaring Kitty? And if it is, how come he hasn't exited for some cash? This time, whoever this whale is still holding these GameStop call contracts. Before we get into the charts, we're also still winning on the options chain, so it's not time to freak out with 15,000 calls compared to 4,000 puts expiring in the money. But it's only Tuesday, and you have a few days left of the trading week with so much premium on the options chain on the call side that can be handed over to market makers, so you're likely to see them try their best to push it down. Also, short exempts nearly doubled, 133,000 on GameStop for the 30th from the 27th. If we come in, we take a look at the chart. As soon as it hits the top of the range, every single time they dump mass amounts of short exempts on it. Every single time it hits the top of this range. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. It hit the top of this range, right the top of the flag, and we got rejected. I said, watch out, there could be a rejection here, or you could see GameStop obviously break out to the moon, but this time was not the time for a breakout. We got a rejection. Where are we going to go? Well, we are still technically curling higher, and we're just getting a little bit of a cool off here. GameStop could get another bounce, and this is all going to depend on what the SPY wants to do, and there is a lot of news on the SPY. There's a lot of volatility coming back into the market. Take a look at the VIX as well. I haven't taken a look at that yet, but I assume it's scaling up, probably green today. But what we're going to talk about with the SPY after AMC and GameStop is going to decide what GameStop and AMC are going to do. But right now, we did get a rejection, and from a basic standpoint, this is likely to come back down to about 21 bucks. That is essentially the next level, and that is only if we can't hold 21.80. So watch 21.80. AMC, somebody said, hey, the price spiked yesterday after your video went up. Why didn't you cover it? Well, it was not significant. You can see the same thing is happening with the cycles. You came up and then you chop trade at the top of this range, which is the same thing up here in the orange, right? You come up, you chop trade at the top of this range. Now, what does this mean? Obviously, this is pointing towards a mass downturn on AMC, probably bringing it down to 420 like we called out. Does this have to happen? No, it doesn't, but this is what the charts are telling us. This is an inverted cycle. That is not something that we want to see. It is not best case scenario. It's worst case scenario. Obviously, best case scenario is this part, just like some other parts of the cycles, plays out inverse and you start to scale up from here. Again, that's going to decide on what the S&P 500 is going to want to do. Now, speaking of these short squeeze plays, hedge funds are being margin called over in China. Quant hedge funds face more margin calls as Chinese stocks surge, so shorts are getting trapped over in those markets as well. More corrupt stuff happening with banks. We touched a little bit on Bank of America yesterday, Ken Griffin, so on and so forth. But the US SEC has announced charges against registered broker-dealer TD Securities for manipulating the US Treasury cash securities market through an illicit trading strategy strategy known as spoofing and will pay a $6.5 million fine. Obviously, this is just a slap on the wrist, but it's just exposing what these banks actually do. The due diligence that people bring up are not conspiracies, they are just straight out facts. Now, we also talked about yesterday, if this port strike happens, it's going to be bad. 50,000+ port workers across the United States have gone on strike for the first time since 1977. Yes, the U.S. American dock strike is expected to cost the U.S. economy up to $5 billion per day in lost trade and sharply raise prices for consumer goods. This is not good. What else is not good? War. War is happening at a very dangerous rate, and it could potentially lead to World War III, but we're not going to go obviously too much in depth for that. But war escalations, port strikes, and then you have the jobs report coming in on Friday, and this is ultimately going to probably give us a signal as to what the SPY wants to do. Now, we did break one level, this ascending support level that we talked about, and we said if it broke this, it's coming down to 565.65. We came very, very close to that, to 566.15-ish. 566.35. Now, we did hold a second ascending support level that you saw back here hit once, you saw back here hit again, right here hit again, and now we held it once again. Obviously, if this broke below, you're likely not to hold the fib just because of how close these levels actually are. And if we did break below this, I'd say the first watch is 561.50 to come down, then you form this sort of head and shoulders, and then you scale lower on the SPY, being around 553.55, so on and so forth. This is what we're watching for the SPY. Ultimately, we got to watch for the rest of the week. I don't think it's a time to take any sort of very risky trades. It's just a time to watch. Nvidia, another call out that is coming to fruition, coming down to 117. That is going to come down to 117, maybe come up and then come down even lower. Obviously, next level, if Nvidia closes under 117, it's going to be bearish. Watch for 111. Bitcoin 62,200, down another 2%. People are purchasing up gold. Ultimately, Bitcoin is looking weaker. We didn't hold 63,500. We got rejected at 66.5 as well. And if these support levels keep breaking, coming down to 61,500, 60,600, 57,500, so on and so forth. But I think this could just be a cool off for Bitcoin, and it could fake us out and push right back up and break all-time highs. And that is why I don't sell my long-term position on Bitcoin. I just watch it, especially coming into election. Definitely not something to just get rid of and try and trade, in my opinion. Last but not least for Bitcoin, Ohio senator introduces bill to allow state and local taxes to be paid with Bitcoin and crypto. And last but not least, just a little sprinkle on top, Michael Dell, the CEO of Dell, has filed $1.244 billion, yes, over $1 billion of selling Dell stock. He is selling 10 million shares at $122 a share. Let me know your thoughts on Dell in the comments down below. Why are CEOs mass selling their stocks? Is a black swan event here? Overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Make sure to like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel, and post notifications on. We are almost at 30,000 subscribers, so shout out to you guys for showing much love and support. Drop a comment down below. And if you're not in the Discord, get in here. It's only a coffee a month. I post my trades as soon as I enter them. We talk stocks and crypto all day long. We post our gains, post our losses. Overall, best vibes, guys. There are no bad questions. Seriously, get in here. It's the third link in the description of the video. Only a coffee. I am not overcharging like these other YouTubers. The second link under the video is for Moomoo if you want up to 15 free stocks and earn 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash, as well as join us in this trading challenge. Download Moomoo, open an account, and make a deposit into your account to start earning these crazy benefits. They're also giving you access to trading options for free, sorting stocks, viewing other exchanges, a customizable earnings calendar, and more as a retail trader. So shout out to Moomoo for all of these benefits. Again, use the link, open an account, and make a deposit. And the very top link is for my custom indicator. If you don't have it yet, it is pattern detection and forecasting. Detects patterns, gives you price targets, and forecasts what the stock might do on your trading view. So go plug it in for 2 weeks for free. That is it, guys. I love you all. Lottery Socks out.